Yeah,
there was a brother who brought him to medicine. There was, you know, who came to our house when we were newlyweds.
So where's his family?
Where's this? Probably Milwaukee. See, some of the family lived in Chicago, some of them lived in Milwaukee.
He had 2 kids. They both died. Sonia was the most beautiful one of the family, still born in Europe. He and his wife, they were staunch communists. They actually went from the United States back to Russia to live in Birobidzhan. They came back.
Where is Birobidzhan, or what's the significance?
Well, that was like the Israel, that was like the promised land of Russia.
No, when the
That's what they called the Soviet
set up
Union?
the Jewish state.
Oh. What did I know? I didn't know about this. There was a Jewish state?
The communists set up in Russia
A place to put the Jews.
For the Jews, called Birobidzhan.
So it wasn't really Israel, it was like a ghetto. It was like where they
No,
lived.
it wasn't a ghetto.
But they could govern themselves.
It was not a ghetto. It was a
But they went there and then they left again?
Have to go there?
No, they chose to go back.
Oh, okay.
Because they were staunch communists. But then they left?
Yeah.
So they got disillusioned, or?
Well, more than that, it failed as a concept. They had huge papers there. They tried to develop it.
Here, sweetie.
And it just failed. It was in God-forsaken country. It was no good. You know, it just went to pieces. Although there might still be some actual remnants there, the people there did not survive as Jews, which was the original idea. But I bring that up to show what happened to...
Well, and also their sense of Judaism was as a nationality probably more than a religion, right?
Well, the communists were very
Isn't there water in
intent
there? There's water in there.
on, the intent on their anti-religious thing.
Yeah.
That's not clean.
And they gave some recognition to
Give me
ethnic.
that water, sweetie.
I mean, the Russian passports into the 1990s had
Jew on it.
put your nationality, which
Yeah.
for Jews was,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Here,
they
put some of this
were
water in here.
quite
See, it's easier for you.
interesting. I actually had difficulty here with them because I became friends, with an occasional communist. And one was Jewish, but I mean, he was almost anti. I spoke about that being this stuff. He was he, by the way,
Oh, because the air is
became a Trotskyite. But anyway, to move the story on, communist Jews, basically they were anti.
So this
Jewish
family
anti-
member went back to Russia and then came back.
Yes. Yeah.
Any other, first cousins floating around?
Well, I got a raft of them still in, no, not, they're all going in Israel. I had about 5 of them.
Your mother's family in Israel.
Yeah.
And your father had brothers?
And I met some of them, and they were very nice. And they're all.
What?
I like them. I like the cousins over there.
My father's side?
No, when we were in Israel and I met them.
Oh, yeah, no, my mother's relatives, they were like my family. They're all so beautiful. We were all the same approximate age, 2 others were shaykhs, and so there's 3 shaykhs in the family. They're all a little bit romantically minded. One was a communist, Moshe. The eldest, the biggest family was the Zilberstein family. One of them came here, and you might have.
Hey, how could it be a Zilberstein? What was your mother's maiden name?
Well, I tell you, the siblings.
So she married a Silberstein.
One of the siblings married a Zilberstein. Another married a Prager.
Painting because I like orange.
You like orange cheese, and that's why you're painting Belle orange?
The Silverstein family had a ton of kids, who, one of them, of course, was Shaggy Cat. Another of them moved to, ended up in L.A., and you might have met them. He had been, to me, my favorite, very romantic fellow. Long story, he had 2 daughters.
And they would be like Dan's age, the daughters?
Yeah, they're still around.
Who are they?
Felice and Inez.
Oh, we met Felicia. Okay.
You may have met them, yeah.
I haven't met
Right,
them.
he had gone, they'd moved, they ended up in,
Felice, I remember. I don't remember the other one.
Well,
Then-
remember the ones in LA were motorbike.
Right.
Oh, was this the one, the guy who was the first motorcyclist in
yeah. Well,
Poland?
That was fun, yeah. That was, my cousin was the first motorcyclist back then.
When I was in elementary school, I had to write a paper on my favorite relatives. I wrote a paper on my uncle or whoever he was who was a motorcyclist.
In many respects, my favorite.
Well, he was the one where they rounded up all the communists.
That's right.
Okay, wait. Here's
He just woke up. He's trying to sleep, and
I think we should be quiet. Yeah.
it's not the quiet. It's more the motion. Is what he likes. A little bouncy.
Okay, well, let me tell my version of the story. So my version of the story is that in this, I don't know where in Poland, they rounded up all the communists, and so he, in order to get them out or to show that they were rounded up improperly, put red flags all around the city to show that they hadn't gotten the communists.
That they hadn't got them, that's right. The name of the city is our hometown, Malarita.
Oh, that was in Malarita.
That's right, which is not far from Brest, now known as Brest Litovsk.
Yeah.
Where we got that?
I found Malarita on the map.
Malarita still exists.
Yeah. You can probably follow Malarita on Twitter. I think there are people using Twitter in Malarita.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, at any rate,
And it's not too far from Hungary, really.
well, they're all, well, for them it's another Austria-Hungary.
Yeah, different world.
Yeah, as the story goes, as I remember it, they did round up all the communists, and my very kind of heroic cousin then put red buntings throughout the city to show that they had not gotten all the communists.
What year do you think that was? About?
Certainly in the 30s. In
the 30s.
17 or 18.
Oh, no. This guy's a little bit my age. No, it was in, certainly in
So
the
he was
30s.
probably 20 at the time or something.
Me?
No, him. Like, you don't do that if you're 12. You don't.
I think of him as then a teenager.
Okay, he could have.
And with that...
He must have had some help doing that. You can't put bunting up by yourself.
He must have had,
And what was his name again?
well, we had different... Uric is his favorite name. His name is Joseph. Yoshi, in Argentina he was called Jose. But his wife called him Uric, and I call him Yoshka.
And what's his last name?
Zilberstein.
He's Zilberstein, okay.
And
He
now...
changed it to Caspi.
Caspi?
C-A-S-P-I.
Okay.
Which was, this is to jumping ahead, which caused another family problem, because the rest of the family who were still in Israel, they had changed their name to Avner. Zilberstein means silver and stone.
Yeah.
In Israel, they use Avner, the stone, as the family name.
Okay.
He, always the different, used the
San
Caspi.
Francisco, we're going to the opera.